All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Wahara Kakodash. Double honor to apostles, great millstone, and salutations to the elect, which ought to be. It's your brother Kawaya, you see? And if I can show it, if I can show it, uh, you see that? Right, so I just wanted to show you, I want to show you that every time I try to do it, it just won't work. You see, right? And as you can tell and stuff, I'm pretty sure that you can hear the I'm pretty sure that you can hear stuff, cars in the background and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I am outside and stuff when it come down to camp. But for some reason and stuff, my screen recorders that can show the camera and stuff. Now, I'm on the screen recorder, but for some reason and stuff, it doesn't give me an option and stuff for my face to be shown. You see? So when it comes down to it, I don't want nobody to think it's like he ain't going out there, he ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. I don't know. It's Satan. You know what I'm saying? And then Esau's technology and stuff, which we know that he can pry in anytime that he wants. You see, but to get straight to the message and stuff, right? I was watching the brother Jeremiah and GMS teach what was taught, and pretty much some stuff went on, false accusations and stuff. A brother that's in prison right now and stuff. I don't know which brother it is and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that when it comes down to it and stuff, these are the things and stuff that you got to really think about. You know what I'm saying? What happens when being a Hebrew Israelite and stuff is not cool. You see, what happens when that happens? 'Cause right now and stuff, yeah, you got the border fringes, you wear it on your t-shirts and stuff, and you got that I ain't scared and stuff type spirit and stuff. But here it is, Esau eating the full blood and spirit of Caucasian. He's gonna come down with great wrath. You see, and with him having that great wrath and stuff, guess what? They're not coming with the same guns that you able to buy in the store. You know what I'm saying? Or have knowledge of when it comes down to making weaponry and whatnot and stuff. You see, because you're able to take apart your gun and then put it back apart and whatnot, especially if you're an individual who know how to clean it. They're coming with something sci-fi, you see, you know, right? And it's gonna all go into the fact that you know they're gonna force submission. They're gonna force submission and stuff into the people. And if you don't be down for it and stuff, then guess what? Your life is gonna be on the line. You see. So I'm gonna go into Daniel's. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me get these other ones right quick. This Luke 14 and 28. This this is Luke 14. Actually, it's Luke 14 and 26. It says, "If any man come to me," it says, "and hate not his father or and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." And if you're expecting to be the disciple of the Lord and stuff, then you got to apply the discipline and stuff that He gave us. You see, Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who outward appearance instead of a heathen. You see, like J- Jim Carrey, Katy Perry, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Blind Fury, Jackie Chan, China Mac, so on and so forth. You know, right? And you also have an East Indian dude. You know what I'm saying? And he a comedian, but I forget his name. He funny as hell and stuff because he uses his voice. You know what I'm saying? How they make that, how they pronounce their words. You know what I'm saying? And he's pretty funny and stuff. And I think he'll Jake as well. He just got to cut off the. He got to stop making his head bald. You see, right? So when it comes down to it and stuff, we got to apply these scriptures. You see, you know, right? And when it goes into that word hate, it means just to love less. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean to sit up here and be hating your parents. You know what I'm saying? Hating your wife, hating your sons, hating your daughters and stuff. No, or hating your father. It's not going into that. Pretty much means to love less. You know what I'm saying? Because your first priority is supposed to be Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. You see? If it ain't that and stuff, then guess what? You're not going to be its disciple. You see? So it says, verse 27, it says, "And whosoever doeth not bear his cross," it says, "and come after me, cannot be my disciple." You know what I'm saying? Bearing your cross, talking about the stuff that you're going to go through, because we're going to go through fiery trials. And going through these fiery trials and whatnot and stuff, guess what? It's not going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It's possible. Let me grab this right quick. I'm grabbing in here. This is First Corinthians chapter 10 and 13. I'm sorry, 12. It says, wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. And that lest, L-E-S-T, means that night. You see? It says, verse 13. It says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to men. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So you're going to have the ability to escape. You're going to have the ability to overcome. You're going to have the ability to conquer. You see? Right? And it says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear it. And the one thing that one attribute of stuff that we must needs and stuff is going to be the fact that we're going to have to be able to endure. Because if you can't endure something, guess what? You're going to fold. You're going to buckle in. You know what I'm saying? You're going to bow the knee and kiss the ring and stuff if Esau eat them. You see, and that's something that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because he is the king of not keeping his treaties. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can submit to him and stuff, and he'll still fuck you over. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, but why? Why and stuff? It's like, they told you that I was a snake, so why you ain't believe it? You know what I'm saying? You know? And Esau loved doing that. You know what I'm saying? To see the despair upon people's faces. See? Right? So I'm going to go back, if you want to be the Lord's disciple and stuff, you know what I'm saying, then guess what? You got to take heed, man. You know, humble yourself now and stuff, you see? You know, humble yourself in the sight of the Lord and stuff, you see, and do according to his commandments. Because as it says in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, the whole duty of man is to keep his commandments and stuff. And it says commandments, not his, not his, uh, not his beggings. He's not begging you and stuff. He's telling you, you see? Right? So this is Luke 14, 28 again. Well, 28. It says, for which of you intended to build a tower sitteth not down first and counted the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it. So it's pretty much, if you're gonna build a building, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you have the materials? You know what I'm saying? Do you have enough workers? Do you have the money to pay off those workers? Do you have money for benefits and whatnot and stuff? Do you have revenue and stuff to be able to take care of an employee and stuff just in case they get hurt on the job? You see? Do you have uh, uh, do you have the materials? You know what I'm saying? Do you have the vehicles and stuff? Do you have everything that you need and stuff to build this building? You see? Do you have the uh, pretty much the revenue? You know what I'm saying? For all the other functions stuff within the building and stuff to be operational. Do you have that? So you got to count the cost. You know what I'm saying, right? You got to make sure that it's enough because then if you found out that it's not enough and stuff, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be sitting there, right? So it says, verse 29, it says, less happily after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he thought he was going to keep going and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The whole time he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much just being in a metaphoric way, you know what I'm saying, is that finishing it is enduring to the end and stuff when you have a sharp return, or say if your lot is to have a shorter walk than most brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord numbers our steps, you see? Meaning that you die early. You know what I'm saying? Right? You die for this truth. You die in the faith. You still doing the work and stuff. So when the visitation came and stuff, we found you doing this work, you know what I'm saying, which the Lord is going to say, thou faithful and good, well done, thou faithful and good servant. You see, and that's what we want to hear, not depart from me those who work iniquity. You see, right? Right. So uh, uh, the thing is that you want to build up. You know what I'm saying? You want to get stronger. You know what I'm saying, within this word and whatnot and stuff, and do expect that trials are going to come. You know what I'm saying? Because look, everything is a test. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says, "Prove a friend," and when it comes down to that prove, it means to scrutinize, to test. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if you just here for the benefits and stuff, or are you really down for me? You know what I'm saying? Right? The Lord is looking for ride or dies and whatnot and stuff. You see, ride and dies. Matter of fact, not or ride and dies. You see, and if you can't be that and stuff, then guess what? You're not gonna stay with him too long. You see, and it says verse 30. It says, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish. Now we want to finish this course. You know what I'm saying, that we run. You see, right? It says, verse 31, it says, so what king going to make war against another king, sitteth not down first and consulted whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000, or else while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage. It says, and desires conditions of peace. It says, so likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he has, he cannot be my disciple. So you don't want any type of distraction stuff be in the midst. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be an individual where you got all this money and stuff, and if the Lord is saying to forget all that and stuff, you over here second guessing, because you had the one individual where he was like, how Shai, can I follow you? Can I come with you? And then he was a man of great riches, and he was pretty much saying, well, guess what? You're gonna have to leave all you have. But since he has so many great riches and stuff, guess what? He looking back. He going fit for the kingdom. We hope to be fit for the kingdom. You see, right? Right? So you can't care for anything else. The only thing, that's why the apostles, Apostle Ha, Apostle Bob, Apostle Rakai, Apostle Ramlaw, you know what I'm saying, and the elders on down, they were saying that you gotta be engulfed in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you care about this and make this your because remember the scripture says, remember thy first love. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is like unto a comely and delicate woman and stuff. And with that being the case, what I'm saying, as it says in Proverbs the 5th chapter, I think the 19th verse, it says, be satisfied with her breast always. Just like when you first get that one woman and stuff, you know what I'm saying, right? You head over heels for her, right? So be head over heels for this truth, you see, right? So when you do it and you engulfed in it and you're doing it every day, practice makes perfect, rehearsing the righteous acts and stuff to the point things become second skin, you know what I'm saying? You're going to also be prepared, you know what I'm saying? Like the brother Kazak, he had said in the sit down a while ago, maybe like a year ago, he said, be ready so you don't have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? And then also, you're not supposed to care about the stuff that goes on to this world. Why? Because everything's going to be passed away with a great noise. You see? Right? So it says, verse 33 again, it says, so likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he has, it said, he cannot be my disciple. Because if you're paying attention to one thing and stuff, that's why the Lord said that you cannot serve two masters. And I'm going to grab that right quick. Let's see if it was any more. Right? There's Matthew 6:24. And it says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the most high mammon, and mammon goes into money. So if you get a whole bunch of riches and whatnot, you might as well forget that, because when it comes down to the CBDC, central banking, digital currency. You know what I'm saying? Whatever money that you got saved up, even if you're doing Bitcoin or you storing up gold and silver, guess what? All that and stuff is going to be related to a number and stuff, right? Depending on how much money and stuff that you have, or how much it is, or how much the value is and whatnot. Now, you're not going to be walking around with a whole bunch of gold and silver and stuff. All that is going to be digital. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, what's going to happen is that you're not going to be able to buy and sell. You know what I'm saying? So if it's on the riches and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or even when it comes down to your family. Say when Esau, Edom, the full-blooded spirit of Caucasian, brings this squeeze onto everybody and stuff that's on the earth, right? So he can come with this new world order and stuff, right? Which is the mark of the beast and stuff, the RFID chip, radio frequency identification, NFC, which is near field communications, which uses RFID technology, and then you also got NFC. Neuralink. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When they want to put a chip in your brain, you know what I'm saying? Inside the organ. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know? Right? And the thing is, so the thing is that if you are looking for any of your liquidations and stuff, or anything and stuff that you got in the bank and whatnot and stuff, guess what? That all that stuff is going to be seized. So if you worried about that, you know what I'm saying, right? You know, then guess what? You're going to bow the knee and whatnot and stuff. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be something that you attach when it comes down to this wicked world. And then it'll be the same way for your family and stuff, because yes, the Lord is going to feed us, you know what I'm saying, but guess what? It's going to be a test. You know what I'm saying? He gonna test. Do you still have faith in me? So remember when it came down to Satan, when it came down to Job, he was like, does Job serve you for naught? You know what I'm saying? You know, or he just served you just to be serving you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, or does he actually fear? You know what I'm saying? Right? So then when Job had everything taken away from him and whatnot, he still showed himself to be faithful. You see? And since he showed himself to be faithful and stuff, guess what happened and stuff? The Lord blessed him in the end and stuff, and he had doubled it what he had. And Job was a rich man. You see? You know? But look, what happened? That another example when it came down to Lot. You know what I'm saying? Right? Um, uh, bear with me. All right, so this is now when it came down to Abraham and Lot, right? I believe Lot was the son of one of Abraham's brothers and stuff. So Lot was pretty much a nephew of Abraham, right? And pretty much what happened was is that both of them were so rich, you know what I'm saying, that the servants on both ends and stuff, servants of Abraham, uh, the servants of Abraham and the servants of Lot and stuff, they started getting into it and whatnot and stuff, right? Right. So Shia, right. So here it is. What happened was that uh pretty much what happened was that you know, they had to separate. You know what I'm saying? You know, one went to the left, one went to the right, and Lot went into in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Right, right. So it says this is Genesis 19 and 1. It says, and there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. It says, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. It says, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. It says, and he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. Verse 3, it says, and he pressed, it says, and he pressed upon them greatly. It says, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house, and he made them a feast and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around them, meaning they surrounded it, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And pretty much these are all a bunch of homosexuals, young and old homosexuals. You see, right? And it says, it says, and they called, it says, and they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in thee this night? It says, bring them out unto us that we may know them, right? Meaning to have sex with them. It says, and Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. It said, behold, now I have two daughters which I have not known man, meaning they never had sex. It says, let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. It said, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. It says, verse 9. And it says, Salakia, I'm going to try to breeze through this as quick as possible. It says, and I'm not the good of a reader. It says, and they said, stand back. And they said again, the one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? It says, and they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. So they was like, look, if you don't let us get those angels that you just brought in, they probably didn't know they was angels, but the angels, you know what I'm saying, you know, they got a terrible face. They look serious as hell. And the thing is that, you know, what happened was is that all the men of Sodom and stuff from young to old, they was like, hey, look, we want to have sex with those men. You see, you know, we want to have sex with them. And then Job is like, no, man, I got some daughters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you got some sexual urges, deal with them. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it was like, look, man, if you don't bring them guys out and stuff, you know what I'm saying, then guess what? We gonna take you. Meaning they was gonna have their way with Job. I mean, not Job, Lot. You see, right? So it says, verse 10, it says, but the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut to the door. It says, and they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. It says, and the men said unto Lot, haste thou here any beside, has thou here haste. It says, has thou here any besides? It says, son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. And it says, for we will destroy this place because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord Yahweh, and Yahweh have sent us to destroy it. It says, and Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law, so they didn't believe him. It's like, yeah, right. Ain't nothing finna happen, right? So verse 14, it says, and Lot went out, it says, and spake unto his sons, uh, verse 15, it's like it says, and when the morning arose, it says, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, meaning like, hurry up, arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Because fire and brimstone was going to come down. And when you read about when it came down to Abraham, Abraham prayed for Lot. You see, because when Yahweh Shai and the other two angels came with him, you know what I'm saying? It was like if there was 50, if there was 100 men, you know what I'm saying? 100 righteous men and stuff. You know what I'm saying? In the city, would you save them and not destroy them all? And he kept going down to 50. Then he went down to one because he was talking about Lot, because the Lord was finna destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Which it was also 5 other cities. You know what I'm saying? Put them to death and stuff because of their wickedness. Just like how it's going to happen and stuff, but it's going to be thermonuclear fire with ICBM missiles. You see, intercontinental ballistic missiles. You see. Damn, look at that. Oh, yeah, fucking time down like that. All right, so it says. All right, so it says. Oh, so it says. It says. It says, and while he lingered. It says, and while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand. It says, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters. It says, the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. It says, and it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee. It says, neither stay thou in all the plain, escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. So it's like, don't worry about anything, just keep going. You know, you know. What Scar told Simba, he was like, "Run away, Simba, run away and never return." You know what I'm saying? So the angels was telling Job, it's like I keep saying Job. The angels was telling Lot, it's like, look, get out this jam and stuff because this place gonna get destroyed. You see? Now I want to make this point. When it comes down to the flea doctrine, that don't mean to go into some other country and stuff. You see, right? During this time, that's what needed to happen and stuff, because that was point blank range. That was point blank period and stuff. It was going to happen very, very soon. You see, this was within like a day or so. You see, right? The space of a day, and right, and pretty much what happened was that pretty much what happened was that or he had to escape and whatnot. So pretty much, don't be like, well, America's gonna get nuked with 200 missiles and stuff. So therefore, I'm finna go to Australia, or I'm finna go to the Middle East somewhere and stuff, or I'm gonna go to Mexico. And when Mexico trying to come to New York, you know what I'm saying? Mexicans trying to cross the border and stuff forcefully and stuff. You see, right? Right. So the thing is that it's not talking about that. When it comes down to fleet doctrine, right? It means to escape. You know what I'm saying? By the way of changing your morals. You see, right? Don't be in tune with this world and stuff if it's destined to be passed away. You know what I'm saying, right? Be in tune with how about some shot. So even if you are in the midst of hellfire, and when I say hellfire, I'm talking about getting hit with a missile. You know what I'm saying? Because they got missiles and stuff that can destroy whole cities, right? To have a certain mind and stuff, a mind that's according to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, to be on the same accord and stuff. So when he come back, he gonna beam you up. You see, right? So it says, going back to Genesis 19 and 17, it says, and it came to pass when they had brought them forth abroad that he said, escape for thy life. It said, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. It says, and Lot said unto them, not so, my Lord. It said, behold, now thy servant have found grace in thy sight, and has magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain. It says, lest some evil take me and I die. It says, verse 20, behold, now the city is near to flee unto. It says, and it is a little one. Let me escape thither. It is it not a little one? It says, and my soul shall live. It says, it says, it says, verse 22. Verse 21, it says, and he said unto him, see, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also. It says that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Has thee escaped thither? For I cannot do anything till thou become thither. It says, therefore the name of the city was called Zor. You see, and the thing is that Zor, you know what I'm saying, was also one of the 5 cities and stuff that got destroyed with fire and brimstone. You see, verse 23, it says, the sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. It says, so they was going by night. They were still walking. They had to keep going. No taking no breaks. Keep fucking walking, right? Verse 24, it says, then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. It says, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the city and that which grew upon the ground. It says, verse 26, it's lucky I could have went straight to the point, but I wanted to tell the story. So this verse 26, it says, but his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. You see, meaning that she dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? And how you know that she dehydrated and stuff, you know what I'm saying, was because every time you sweat and stuff, don't it taste salty? You don't taste like nothing else but salt. You see? That's what happened when you dehydrate and stuff, you see? Right? So she dehydrated all the way. She dehydrated all the way and whatnot that she became a pillar of salt. And guess what? The scripture says that the earth helped the woman and stuff. They went to go see if they found the pillar of salt, and they found a humanoid rock. You know what I'm saying? That and because you know Esau is going to search the earth and stuff because he can't receive things through the spirit. He's going to read things. You know what I'm saying? Then go search for them because he has to physically see it to believe it. You see? But faith is a gift, and he does not have that. You see? Right? So when it comes down to it, they literally found a statue, and it was pretty much it was just nothing but salt. You see? They literally found that. You see? You know? Right? Meaning the different artifacts and whatnot and stuff. You see? You know, to prove that these things are happening. Right? So verse 26 again, it says, but his wife looked back from behind him and she became a pillar of salt. And the reason why she looked back and stuff is because Lot was rich. So all those different things that she had and stuff, I mean, that was that he given or she was able to have access to because that was because her husband allows her to and stuff. She looked back, just like, damn, we leaving off from all these great riches and great dainties and whatnot and stuff. She looked back and stuff, and the Lord killed her. You see? You know, right? So we can't be like that and stuff. You see, you can't be attached to the things of this world. Now, don't get me wrong. Get your R&R on. You know what I'm saying? You know, right? Right? Get your relaxation and stuff on. You know what I'm saying? Do things and stuff because you still got to do things and stuff that's according to the flesh. You know what I'm saying? That's lawful, but don't be overindulged in it and stuff because then you'll be more enticed. You know what I'm saying? To be more attached to this world. You see? Right? You got to be one of those individuals that they show, like when it come down to prison, you know what I'm saying? They go to them and be like, look, we got a job for you. We'll let you out. We'll give you benefits and stuff, and they usually go for a motherfucker on death row. And why is that? Because they have nothing to lose. And this is the type of spirit that you gotta have and stuff. Because if you don't and stuff, you're gonna look back just like Lot's wife and stuff. And guess what? You're gonna be attached to something you can't let go, and you're gonna be dissolved and stuff with the rest of this shit here. You see? And if you want to escape the second death and whatnot and stuff, then apply your mind and stuff to be just like on the same accord as Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you see? Right? Right? So I'm gonna go back to that Matthew 6 and 24. It says, it says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High and Mammon, and there's no lukewarm. You see, if you in a, if you want to be in the circle of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, if you want to be part of the body of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, you know what I'm saying? Then guess what? You can't be at the table with devils. You know what I'm saying? You got to be at the table with the Lord only. You see, and if you don't be like that and stuff, or you dipping a little here and you dabbing a little there and stuff, and guess what? You'll be considered as lukewarm. And the Lord said He'll spew you out of His mouth. And if He spew you out of His mouth and stuff, then guess what? That's you being rejected. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have the Holy Spirit. He's going to take it away from you. You see, right? And if you don't have the Holy Spirit and stuff, then guess what? That's going to be one of the things that when He returns, which He's well on His way, it's going to be one of the things and stuff that He's not going to be able to recognize His image. It's going to be like, that don't look like me. You know, it's like having a scuffy mirror and whatnot and stuff, and you really trying to see something in the mirror or look at something in your face and stuff that concerns you. You know what I'm saying? But you can't really see and stuff because the mirror is kind of scuffy. Well, guess what? If your so-called gold, or no, matter of fact, it said gold and silver. You know what I'm saying? Those are vessels unto honor and stuff. You look into gold and silver, you can see your image a little bit. You see, right? But when you can see your image, you know what I'm saying, depending on how smoothed out it is. You see, right? But then when it comes down to wood and stubble, you can't see a reflection on that. You see, right? If the light is shining and stuff from Him and stuff, He expecting for that light to shine back and be like, okay, I recognize you and stuff. So come up hither. You see, you'll get beamed up and stuff, because not all of us are gonna die for this truth. There's gonna be some who's be appointed as martyrs and whatnot and stuff. But guess what? They're still gonna be written in the book of life. You see, right? Right. So you gotta choose. You know what I'm saying? As it says, and I'm come back to this. Oh, I'm gonna keep reading. This is Joshua 24 and 17. It's like it's verse 14. Joshua 24 and 14. It says, now therefore fear the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshai. It says, and serve Him in sincerity and in truth. Let's get sincerity. It's the word tamayim, right? And it says morally, integrity, truth, without blemish. And this truth gives you a situation of where you're not with blemish. Your blemishes get healed. What are those blemishes? That weak ass nature and stuff when it comes down to the world. You see, right? Everybody, when it comes down to the 2/3 of Israel, guess what? They're going to get destroyed. When it comes down to the heathens and stuff, they're going to get destroyed. When it comes down to America and stuff, why? Because they're attaching themselves to the wickedness that's found in the valley of shadow of death, which is all across the world, because we have wicked rulers and stuff that rules over the earth. You see, and they put out their wicked vibration out there and stuff, and our people have been enticed to the point they like it, man. You see, or they grew up in it. You know what I'm saying? Now they don't want to depart. You see, as it says in Proverbs 22 and 6, it says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and they should now never depart. Well, Esau, Edom, and all the rest of the heathens and stuff, they was confederate, as it says in Psalms 80, the 83rd chapter. You know what I'm saying? To cause Israel to be without remembrance, even though they were still alive and whatnot and stuff. To be without remembrance is not knowing their heritage, not knowing their roots. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking Africans. You see, we fled to Africa and stuff during the Roman persecution, but we're not fucking Africans. We dwelt in that land and stuff for a certain period of time. You know what I'm saying? Until Cristobal Colon or Christopher Columbus and stuff came through. You know what I'm saying? To enslave the Israelites and stuff. You see? But think about it. If you have whole continent stuff for people that have dark skin and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it make more sense, or wouldn't you be able to make more money if you enslaved the entire continent instead of just a few? That's because they knew, and they use the scriptures and stuff just so they can find well, even the heathens, the Africans. You know what I'm saying? You know, the real Africans. You know what I'm saying? You know, now don't trip. There's some Africans out there. There's some that look like Africans. Look, it's not the outer shell. It's not about how you look and stuff. It's about what your spirit. You see, it's about the spirit, man. You see, right? So I'm gonna say this. Right? So pretty much what they did was that they taught us our ways. You know what I'm saying? They killed out everybody else that was grounded and stuff in the ways of their heritage. But then when you can see that when it comes down to Bury My Heart and Wounded Knee. You know what I'm saying? Which is a movie. You know what I'm saying? Right? How they try to Americanize and stuff. The Indians. You see, right? And anybody and stuff that still had that strong Indian spirit and stuff, Native American Indian, Native North American Indian, you know what I'm saying, right? Whoever still had that strong spirit, what did they do? You know what I'm saying? They either killed that person, you see, or what you have is butt breaking. If you have somebody that's a strong influencer over others and stuff, what they do is that they humiliate them or they kill them, you know what I'm saying, so they can cause to others and stuff, you know what I'm saying, to lose hope and continue within them feeble needs. You see, right? So pretty much what they had done was that they taught Israel and stuff to know their ways and stuff, and not teach the righteous way and stuff about the Bible. For the Bible is for us, you see, right? And the thing is that we discontinued that's part of the curses in Deuteronomy 28 and 37. You know what I'm saying? But now we're being returned. We're being brought back remembrance because we once knew these things. And these are the morals and stuff that we need to cleave onto because as it says in Isaiah 33 and 6, it says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength for salvation. He that fear the Lord is his treasure. You see, right? Right? So if you want to be the treasure of the Lord, first you got to fear him. And fearing him is the beginning of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And if you want wisdom and stuff to be your stability, you know what I'm saying, during these harsh and perilous times that we finna come in, which is called Jacob's trouble, then guess what? You need to be on the same accord as him. You see? Right? Right? Because down there in Venezuela and stuff, they had a whole bunch of money a couple of years back. They had a whole bunch of money and stuff, where the value of the money and stuff didn't mean shit. They had to weigh the money. They had to weigh money. You had individuals and stuff with wheelbarrows with hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to the supposedly value and stuff that's written on the paper dollar, that guess what? They probably would have had like 30 or 40 or $50,000 and stuff. But since hyperinflation and stuff sprung up on them, they couldn't do anything. And it goes back to the Ezekiel 7 and 26, you know what I'm saying, down there in Venezuela, which are the Zebuonites, you know what I'm saying, the Israelites and stuff, Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, what's the other one? Ecuadorians, you see, right? The thing is that what do they do in Venezuela and stuff? They toss their money out in the street because they couldn't pay for shit. Well, guess what? That's going to happen here in America. So why lean upon your money? Remember, the scripture says that money. It says in Ecclesiastes, I believe the 7th chapter, it says that money is a defense. You see, it says it's lucky. It says that money is a defense, right? Well, when it comes down to this fiat, right? You know what I'm saying? Or even the gold and silver and stuff, you know what I'm saying, which they're gonna make digital and stuff. And when they make it digital and stuff, they're gonna have control over that. You see? So if you want to be anti, if you want to be anti against this world order and stuff that they trying to push, if you want to be anti meaning against it and stuff, then guess what? They get to take all your funds away. You see? They want utter and complete control. So why just use it as a defense right now? Get the shit that you need to get and stuff so you can and try to endure as much as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? But get the spiritual money up in you. You see? As a matter of fact, that's what we finna go to. Now this Joshua 24 and 14. It says, now therefore fear the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood. It says, and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. It says, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So guess what? You got a choice. What are you gonna choose? You're gonna choose Yahweh Shai, and guess what? He gonna test you. Shit ain't gonna be on your time. You're gonna have to wait for him. You see? That's how it's gonna be, right? He trying to see. It's like, should I save you? Should I save you? Because remember, it's like a lot of people want the benefits and stuff, but they don't want the work. You see? You know, America is taught, especially with their philosophy spreading all across the world. They pretty much have taught that. that you could take away somebody else's hard work and stuff and claim it for yourself. Well, you can't do it when it comes down to what the Bible actually says. You got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, as it says in Philippians 2:12. If you don't do that and stuff, then guess what? You're gonna reap sorenly, sparingly. You see, and not abundantly. You see, right? If you read sparingly and stuff, guess what? That sparingly might not be enough for you and stuff. Especially you, it might not be enough for you and stuff and get you destroyed. You know what I'm saying, right? So if you want to escape that, you know what I'm saying, and you want to call him Lord, Lord, then you got to do what he's saying. Because we're gonna have a lot of individuals gonna say, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, which are Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. It's not Jehovah or God or Yahweh. Yahweh Shai is the Heavenly Son, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ or Jesus Christos or Yeshua or Yehoshua, right? The thing is that first you got to have those names. That's one of the main keys. And then secondly and stuff, you got to be for him. Because if you ain't for him and stuff, he ain't going to be for you. You see? Yeah, he got you. He can have it already done and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you got to meet him halfway. You see? Right? It says, can two walk together lest they be agreed? You see? And if you're not agreed and stuff, then guess what? You ain't going to be on the side. He going to look at you as an enemy. You see? Right? So let's get this. Build up that spiritual bank account. Let me grab it right quick. Let me grab this right quick. Um, Bear with me. This Ecclesiastes. Come on, man. What the fuck? Oh, tripping. This is Ecclesiastes 7:12. It says, for wisdom is a defense, and that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? But then metaphorically and stuff, this wisdom is also described as precious stones and gold and silver and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And money, right? Right? But this wisdom and stuff never will be the value. You know what I'm saying, right? So it says, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is the wisdom giveth life to them that have it. You see, right? So we gonna need this. We gonna need this. So now let's get this. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. And it says, lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. It says, because it's going to be a whole bunch of home invasion stuff, because it's going to be a bunch of tribulation, you know what I'm saying, because they're going to shut down these stores. A lot of people are not going to have enough. That's why they're doing a whole bunch of layoffs. They're doing layoffs on Amazon. They're doing layoffs when it comes down to Walmart. Walmart is actually closing damn near all their stores. But guess what? They're not going to be the only store that does that. You see, because when hyperinflation is going to come, it's going to be more layoffs and stuff. Why? Because people are not going to be able to really buy, you know what I'm saying, because they don't really have the money. Plus the jobs that you're losing. So what the fuck are you going to do? Right? And uh, they're not going to be able to build up enough revenue, you know what I'm saying, to pay or keep the current employees. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's going to be layoffs. You know what I'm saying, right? And then even when it comes down to the app jobs, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Postmates, you know what I'm saying? Uber Eats and stuff, you know what I'm saying? All those different app jobs that you do. Now, if you got to tend to people, you know what I'm saying, it might be overcrowded and stuff. And then guess what? You find yourself not really making enough. That's why you see yourself doing one or two or three jobs. You know what I'm saying? Right? And then the average rent and stuff is what, 1,200? You know what I'm saying? Plus the other expenses and stuff. And guess what? When it comes down to hyperinflation, that's also going to cause the property tax to go up. So you're gonna have all these extra bills and stuff at these jobs, and these jobs gonna be like, I can't do this. Plus the benefits, I'm gonna have to lay people off. You see, and then every other business stuff is gonna be in the same situation, right? Every other business and stuff is gonna be in the same situation. So if that's the case, guess what's gonna happen? Oh, man, if they do, man. Uh, uh, um, if that's the case and whatnot and stuff, it's going to be lesser jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of people and stuff that's unemployed. You know what I'm saying? Unemployment and stuff is not going to really be able to do anything either. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be waiting for it and stuff. The height is going to get increased. You know what I'm saying? But this is going to be a time of testing and stuff. You see, right? But the Lord is going to be for you if you for Him. But Salakia, let me finish my point. Uh, what's going to happen is that uh, uh, when all those different things happen and stuff, what's going to happen is that uh, uh, you're going to find yourself not being able to afford and stuff. Now, there's going to be some places and stuff where they do still got a job. You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at the masses of people who ain't finna have a job. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to keep on asking, can you buy me this? Can you buy that? They're going to start seeking. So expect home invasions and stuff to increase. You see? Right? Expect the home invasions to increase. You know what I'm saying? Because when these grocery stores get cleared out and robbed and stuff, right? And regular restaurants and stuff, and then get broken glass everywhere and stuff, the next grocery store is gonna be your crib. You see? And the scripture says that any enemies, friends shall fight against each other like enemies. So just because y'all cool right now, you probably ain't gonna be cool in these times to come and stuff. Why? Because they're hungry and you hungry. They see you get food. You know what I'm saying? Expect what they call it? Uh uh expect grocery bandits. People just standing in the parking lot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for you and stuff to come out with your cart, trying to see what you get, you know what I'm saying? Or what niggas doing stuff. They look outside, they stand outside at your crib, you know what I'm saying? They'll do it for however long that they can and stuff, and they'll look in and be like, they brought this in, they brought that in and stuff, and then next thing you know, they're gonna be seeking for home invasion. You see? And everybody's gonna be on this. And you gotta also expect that people are non-killers to become killers, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be survival of the fittest, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? It don't mean you got to be swole, you know what I'm saying? You just going to do all that you can and stuff to survive. And guess what? If you're in the midst of being put to death, because it's going to be people that's going to commit cannibalism, if you're in the midst, if you're in the midst of trouble and stuff, then guess what? You're going to have to fight that off, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do the best that you can and stuff, you see? You know? Right? So I'm gonna read this again. It's Matthew 6:19. It says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth." It said, "Where moth and rust do corrupt." It says, "And where thieves break through and steal." It said, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal." And that's talking about this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody make you forget and stuff how to tie your shoes and stuff once you already learned it for years. You see? Right? So keep this wisdom and stuff, because this is what you're going to need to be able to maneuver through. As it says in Matthew 10 and 16, 10 and 16, it says, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And when it comes down to the serpents and stuff, yeah, they probably got the grapple. Yeah, they probably got the poisonous fangs. You know what I'm saying? But really when it comes down to their body structure and stuff, they really they're open target, man. You see? They don't really got that much of a defense and stuff except for the camouflage. You know what I'm saying? Right? And the thing is that uh, uh, through the spirit, with us being Israelites and whatnot, what's going to happen is that some of us are going to stick out like sore thumbs. You see? Just like when it came down to Peter. Just like when it came down to Peter, when he was following the Yahweh Shai and stuff, when they apprehended him and stuff to put him in the synagogue to beat him and stuff, right? What happened and stuff? You had so many and stuff. You had females like, ain't you one of those ones and stuff that was prophesying with the Messiah and stuff, because they was in imminent danger and stuff, so they had to be on the move. You know what I'm saying, right? Right? They couldn't stay in one spot for too long. You see, right? Right? So pretty much, so pretty much, uh, 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 they kept asking Peter and stuff, weren't you the one who was prophesying when it came down to Yahweh Shai? It kept coming like that and kept going like that, and it was like it was like it's like uh, 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 so it's going to be like that for us as well. You know what I'm saying? Especially you individuals and stuff who put fringes and border blue and stuff on your t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a sore thumb. So if they do like it was when it came down to King Antiochus, as it says in the first Maccabees in the Apocrypha, the first chapter, around the 40th verse and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, even if they kept the law, even if say if you had a newborn baby and stuff, and you took the foreskin off and whatnot, they was shooting the babies down. You see, because they was keeping the law. You know what I'm saying? Back then and stuff, they weren't trying to sew in the foreskin right back on and whatnot and stuff, you know. They weren't doing it like they doing it nowadays and stuff. But when it came down to it and stuff, if they found out that you had a male son and your male son and stuff had foreskin taken off or severed off and stuff, guess what? They was gonna rifle the babies. You see, so if you sitting out there with fringes and stuff, you know what I'm saying, all going all you know on your cars and on your dogs and on your shoes and on your dresses and whatnot and stuff. If you're going overboard during the time of martial law, you know what I'm saying, and they're seeking to kill everybody and stuff who want to keep the commandment or seeking to kill those who want to keep righteousness and stuff, you're gonna be a open target, man. You know what I'm saying? You see, and then also you're gonna have people that's testing you and stuff. It's like, I want to see if this individual and stuff is a Hebrew Israelite, because we're gonna have bounty on our heads. You see? And when money talk bullshit walk and stuff, and guess gonna be the bullshit, the betrayal and stuff amongst family members and friends, what I'm saying, who rather receive those funds, what I'm saying, and destroy a friendship, man. You see? That's exactly how it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You see? You know, especially if they're not on the same accord or they fold. You see, or maybe when it comes down to the threats and whatnot and stuff, maybe it's too much for them and stuff, and they don't want to partake in it. So it's like, well, I need you to let me know, this prophet or that prophet or the individuals and stuff who prophesy this word and whatnot and stuff, or those and stuff who claim to follow even the way and stuff, even though they don't prophesy and stuff. Where they at? Trick on them, tell on them. Oh, they over here, they over there and stuff, and I give you a ransom. You gonna have individuals gonna do that. You see? You're gonna have individuals gonna do that. See, right? Because the love of money is the root of all evil. You see, right? And people will do anything for that money, man. You see, right? So this is back in Matthew 6 and 20. It says, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven." It says, "Where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." And if your eyes are set upon the kingdom, if your eyes are set upon the kingdom and stuff, then guess what? You got to maintain in that tunnel vision. Don't look back, man. But the Lord said, if you look back and on Luke, let me get it. This is Luke 9 and 62. This Luke 9 and 62. It says, "And Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow." Now, you probably ain't a prophet or apostle or evangelist, you know what I'm saying, or a teacher, right? You know, or a seer that speaks on these things like I'm doing right now, or a judge. You probably, according to the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, right? You probably ain't one of those and stuff, but still putting your hand to the plow is keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability and stuff, mingle with faith and stuff, and working and maneuver, you know what I'm saying, through this wicked world and stuff with wisdom, as King David did, as it says in as King David did and stuff, as it says in Psalms 24 and 3. No, 23 and 4, Salakia. You know what I'm saying? He said that he will fear no evil. Why? Because he used this wisdom. You see, the wisdom of the Bible, not fucking street smarts. You know what I'm saying? Now street smarts a little bit, it's there. You know what I'm saying? But not all the way. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because you might find yourself in the area and stuff where you can't use street smarts and stuff, and it's not available. But when it comes down to the wisdom of the Bible and stuff, guess what? It's all fields. You see, all fields, right? So once again, Luke 9 and 62, it says, "And Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow," it says, "and looketh back, is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh." And guess what? That's exactly what Lot's wife did. You know what I'm saying? And then she got destroyed. So in that same manner, if you all do the same thing and stuff, and you look back for America to get great again and stuff, because you think that the truth, that the Lord is taking too long, or the truth is too hard and whatnot, or you can't deal with the fiery trials, you can't endure and whatnot. As soon as you look back and whatnot, and that look back is not just that one time and stuff, well, I'm gonna go back into the world. No, what that means is going back into the world completely. If you look back and stuff, you're done. You see, you can't sit up here and have you can't sit up here and have the spirit where it's like, man, I don't know, man. I don't think he dealing with me and stuff. As it says in this is Sirach chapter 14 verse 2. and this is in the Apocrypha, or Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, 14:2. It says, "Blessed is he whose conscience has not condemned him." So don't be bringing yourself down, as it says in Second Ezra, the 16th chapter. Around the 75th verse and stuff. It says, lift up, let not your sins weigh you down. So don't sit up here and be like, oh, I committed this and I committed that. And I'm talking about even within the truth, where you know this word, you know what I'm saying, you fucked up and it's like, oh man, I messed up. I did this, I did that. So what? Keep following the Lord, because this is the whole duty of man. This is what men, women, and children who are Israelites, you know what I'm saying? And shit, even when it comes down to the heathen, when the kingdom comes and stuff, you ain't gonna be following your own laws. You ain't finna establish no fucking constitution. What you're gonna do is that you're gonna be following the establishment and stuff of the nation of Israel. You're gonna keep the laws, statutes, commandments, and stuff. But we know you're gonna fuck it over, and that's when punishment comes, because you're not gonna be underneath the second covenant, where you'll be perfect, man. Right? So this is Sirach 14:2. It says, "Blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him." It says, "And who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord." So don't let nothing get you down, man. You see, not even yourself. You see, the scripture says, "Let no man take thy crown." When you go into that no man, it says man, woman, fuck, it be child. You know what I'm saying? You know, or thing. You see, so don't let it be money. Don't let it be the benefits and stuff that Esau finna have and stuff, because guess what? All this finna be destroyed. You see, and the king, and then America will no longer be inhabited. You see, it's gonna be a perpetual smoke and stuff. It's gonna be a memorial of the great wickedness and stuff that was here. You see, you know, and it's gonna be a reminder and stuff. It's like what would happen to you. You know what I'm saying? If you can, if wickedness is your thing and stuff. You see, so I'm gonna go back to this Matthew 6. It's Matthew 6 and 21. It says, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." It says, "The light of the body is the eye." It says, "If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light." It says, "But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?" Because there's going to be a lot of people who's going to sit up here and be like, well, when it comes down to stuff that's evil, according to the Lord and stuff, they're going to sit up here and be like, no, that is good, when the whole time it's not. And I'm going to prove it to you right quick. This Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. And it says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." You know what I'm saying? You got individuals out there and stuff. We tell them that eating pork is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And they sit up here and look at us like we wrong. You see? That you can't commit homosexual acts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? To a lot of individuals of the LGBTQ plus, which is going to include opinion that's not pansexual. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's pedophilia, and pretty much what's going to happen is that you tell them something according to the Bible that's wrong, and guess what? They hit you with the especially if they're a Christian. Oh, that the law is done away with and whatnot and stuff. But then if the law is done away with and stuff, how the fuck you gonna be holy? How would it be able to be applied and stuff? You see, right? But anyways. It's like this. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." The scripture says that the truth shall be evil spoken of. You see? And it says that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. It says, "Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight." You see? Right? So that's what that means and stuff. When it says, if thy light that's in thy body be darkness, how great is that darkness? You see? Right? Because what it is that our people like to establish their own righteousness. And when they hear the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, they be like, fuck that. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? Some of them might even try to attack you and stuff, as it says in Matthew 7:6. It says, "Give not that which is holy unto dogs." It says, "Neither cast ye your pearls before swine." When it says dogs, it's talking about an evil man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Those who love this way of the world and whatnot and stuff. You see? Right? This current era, this current rulership. You know what I'm saying? And if you're an individual who loves democracy and stuff, guess what? It's a compound word. It goes into demo and crassy. Demo meaning demon, and crassy meaning rulership. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell because on the back of the dollar bill, on their own funds, on their own fiat and stuff, they say, "In God we trust" and stuff. But when you see the whole list and stuff of their constitution, their laws, guess what? They don't keep anything that the Bible says. You see, so what's the rule? when it says in God we trust, they talk about themselves because the Edomites have made themselves God. You see, this is the highest level of blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, because here it is that they know the truth and yet they still changed it into a lie. You see, so I'm going to go back to Matthew's. Well, Matthew's 6. Well, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna get this. So what are you gonna do? Are you really down for it? You know what I'm saying? You know, because you got individuals and stuff, they friends for the belly. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Lord is looking for real friends and stuff. Real friends and stuff. And it says there's no greater friend, the man that laid down his life and stuff. And guess what? We putting ourselves in the highways, byways. You know what I'm saying? In season, out of season, all manner of weather, and we're risking our freedom and stuff and our lives and stuff. Because down there in China, they made it where if you and it's just with Christianity. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you follow the Bible and stuff, guess what? You get locked up for 2 years. You see? Right? And that's going to be the same way when it comes down to here. You know what I'm saying? Eventually down the line, we ain't going to be on the streets. It's going to be martial law. Right? What else is going to happen? When it comes down to conscience stuff, especially a great millstone, men of valor, and men who speak the same exact doctrine and stuff, a great millstone and men of valor, what's going to happen is that they're going to take all this content, you know what I'm saying, the truth, and they're going to take it away from the internet. You see, they already been talking about how they're going to attack misinformation or misleading information and stuff when it comes down to the internet.